Tetiana Vysotska, European Pravda, Espresso TV Ukraine. I think my question is not for Anita because it's about the enlargement process and the negotiations with Ukraine on entering the European Union. We know that the Commission declared that Ukraine is eligible to open the first cluster fundamentals. Commission wrote the responsible letter in January this year, but Hungary is blocking this process, as we know. And I'm wondering, what is the position of the European Commission? Ukraine is eligible to open the first cluster since January 2025. And the Commission is just observing and waiting for Hungary to change its mind, or maybe Commission is preparing something to make Ukraine move further on its way to the European Union. And the second question, Ukraine is somehow linked to Moldova because the negotiations were opened simultaneously for Ukraine and Moldova. And I'm wondering if Moldova is still not ready to open any clusters, or it's just waiting for Ukraine to Hungary say yes.
Yeah. Thank you for your question. Indeed, what I can say is that enlargement remains a top priority for this Commission. And we opened negotiations with Ukraine in June 2024. And Ukraine is making steady progress towards EU accession. So we are now in this process of going through all the bilateral screenings of the different clusters. And will continue until the autumn. As you said, our position is that Ukraine has fulfilled all the conditions to open the first cluster on the fundamentals, but this requires, obviously, as you said, the agreement from all the member states. This discussion is happening in the Council. What the Commission is doing is really to help and support Ukraine as much as possible in all the possible ways, meaning technical, political, financial support. We'll continue to do so, and we'll continue also to engage with all the member states. Let me remind you that when it comes also to Ukraine, we have followed this accelerated path, meaning that the screening process is going at a speed that we have never seen before, because experts from the Commission as well are working closely with the Ukrainian counterparts to make sure that this process, the screening process, can go as fast as possible. So on our side, we're fully committed and we fully support Ukraine. But as I said, ultimately the discussion needs to take place in the Council.
And
sorry, yeah.
In that context, of course, as Guillaume said, we engage with member states, we support, we address their concerns, etc. So it's talk we're having. And on the second question?
Sure. Good that you raised Moldova as well. Let me clarify that we open accessions for Ukraine and Moldova at the same time, but the two procedures are not directly linked. They are independent from one another. And I can also make the same comments for Moldova. They have been doing steady progress in their EU accession path, and we also believe that the first cluster on fundamentals could be open as soon as possible.
You have a follow-up. If you have a follow-up, you raise your hand. I give you the floor. Okay, go ahead.
Follow-up on Moldova. So Moldova now is not ready to open any clusters. It's still in the process.
Our position is that Moldova is ready to open the cluster number 1 on the fundamentals, same as for Ukraine, but 2 different procedures.
So the timing at this stage is the same, coincidentally, but the 2 procedures are not necessarily linked, meaning that for us, enlargement is and remains a merit-based process, and when we consider that a country is ready for the next step, we take it irrespective of what the other countries are doing. You have a follow-up again. You can have the floor.
The last follow-up. So Moldova is ready to open the first cluster, but what are you waiting for then?
Exactly like for Ukraine, as far as I understand, the Commission makes an assessment of the readiness of a country to go the next step. And the next step for both Ukraine and Moldova at this stage is opening negotiations on the first cluster. But, of course, we need approval by the member states, and we are engaging within the Council for this approval, and we're supporting both Ukraine and Moldova. The matter is, at this stage, they are at the same, let's say, step in the process, but of course the two don't necessarily have to move together. It's a merit-based process, so we will see how much we can progress with both. With both, the intention of the Commission is to make progress as fast and as steadily as possible, so our commitment is fully there to support both Ukraine and Moldova in the process, of course.